All right, we're getting everything warmed up and aired up this morning. We got a rush job we got to go do, very tight deadline, and hopefully it all works out. We got to take a lot of equipment there and try to get this project done in 2 weeks. Mr. Donnie got sick on me and said he wasn't gonna be able to move the machine, so we had to do plan B. Put it on the tag trailer, took the bucket off of it, saved a little bit of weight. We're right there at our limit, but we ain't got to go too terribly far, so we're gonna have to roll with it. I did get somebody to come, and we're gonna grab the off-road truck here a little bit later today, but for right now we got to roll with it like this. And we have arrived. Let's get the 220 unloaded. Got a pretty good level spot right there. Track it down here, get the trailer unloaded, and we're gonna go back, get some more stuff. I'll put a little dirt and gravel on the ramp, so we'll see how well this works. All right, we got Barney fired up. Mr. Brian's gonna come get that. And Robert's got the D7 going. We're gonna try to put that on this trailer. Should be a little lighter than the 220. See how well that goes. And then he's gonna come back and get the Komatsu dozer. And I'm not gonna have any equipment left to work on my pond for a while. All right, got the dozer loaded on the trailer. It actually fits on there pretty good. It looks rough right now because he's kind of leaned off of the road. Got Barney moved over here. Get that loaded up here in a second. And I'm going to go ahead and bring the Komatsu dozer over there and put the rake on it. So all he has to do is come back and load that up real quick. All right, Mr. Brian's here. We're gonna get the trailer unloaded and well, detached, and go ahead and put Barney on here. Make another convoy out to the job site. All right, let's load old Barney up on here. Let's roll. All right, we got the D7 backed in here. We're gonna drop Barney right there and get that unloaded. Get the D7 unloaded real quick. That way he can pull out and roll on. All right, Robert's going to go back to the farm, get the Komatsu dozer with the root rake, drop it off, and then run all the way back up to the major project and grab the skid steer and the roller. We'll just leave it at the house for next week. But this is the project I have gotten myself into, and I've got 2 weeks to get it done. I've got to clear all these trees out. We're going to pile it up over there and log and cut over. I can burn it later. And I've got to build a 15,000 square foot building pad right here. That goes, we're actually going to move it back. It's not quite 15,000 square feet, it's 14 something. It's 60 by 260. So we were going to start it right there where that flag is, but 150 feet ended up right here where that second orange flag is, and to go another 110 feet it pushed it way over the hill. We checked it with the laser yesterday, and it's 10 feet of elevation change from that previous flag to, well, somebody's done run over my flag back here. But anyways, there was a flag back here, and it's already gotten run over or something. So yeah, it's down there about where that tree is, that big tree. So I've got to come in here, clear all this out, and we're going to cut that down about 4 or 5 feet and fill this up about 4 or 5 feet to make this work. So yeah, I've got a lot to do. It is Saturday at lunchtime. I'm going to see if I can't start mowing all these trees down. If it's going to break, it's going to end up in the wood pile. If it doesn't break, we'll cut a tree length log out of it and roll on with it. Yeah, stuff I get myself into. They come in 2 weeks, scheduled to dig the footings and pour concrete, and the week after the building goes up. Yep, I'm going to be busy. All right, we're all fueled up, greased up. Let's make some progress. First tree coming down. Come in here and try to rip out some of this underbrush. Then work on taking these bigger trees down. I'll get all them laid out. We can cut them up. Ladybugs are just relentless out here. And I'll cut a little bit of stuff out of them, but other than that, they're going in the burn pile. Time is not on my side on this project. try to get a path cleared over here so that I can start piling up trees and brush over there in that logging cut over, make a big burn pile. I'll get some of these pushed around, cleaned up, go ahead and get them down where they need to be, out of the way. That is today's goal. Make it look like an absolute tornado came through. I can see these are going to put up a little bit of a fight. Alright, I'm going to put the big stumper on and go ahead and lay all these down. I can sort through them once I get a trail cleared over there, where I can start stacking everything up a little better, getting it out of the way. Let's see how well these oak trees come down. Not too bad. I can get these down with the bucket then. Owner wants me to throw these over there to the side so that he can cut some firewood out of them. So I will gladly do that. That one needs to be dug around. What about this one? Yep, dug around. Alright, get those oak trees down. Let's go ahead and drop a couple of these fine trees. This will open up this section right here. So once I drop all these trees, I can start lining them up right here. out of the way. I need to get spun around so I can fit. How well this one comes down. It's pretty grown in. All these other trees. This is where the stumper shines. I'm trying to get in there and break these roots out. What happens. Well, it won't fall, just not the way I want it to fall. Because there are roots right there between these two trees. It's not allowing it to fall over. We've got to cut them like so. We might have ruined that log, but right now, that's the least of my worries. Kind of need the 350, but it's a long ways away from here. So we'll make do. Really wish that this would come back. There we go. Just had to pop that root off. Timber! Lay this right here for now. Probably just cut tree length pulpwood out of the majority of this. It's all pretty gnarly wood anyways. Get the big chunks out. We'll get the rest of it out when we start breaking through everything. I did bring the stumper though. This dirt as hard as a brick. Wouldn't go easily. Try and take the pine tree down. We got a little rain shower coming. Hello. That scared me. I don't know where that came from. Obviously that tree, but nothing above me. Now, nope. So many roots. Put the bucket back on to get all these roots picked up. Still don't want to go. Alright, let me pick some roots out, fill this back in, and get that other one pushed over. Alright, I got a lot of that underbrush cleaned out, so let's go ahead and take down. I got 4 pine trees here. These dug around, and I'll push them over, break the tops out of them, and just stack everything into a pile or lay them out. We'll cut them up next week. Gotta see what all we got. Just trying to get some stuff on the ground right now, and Robert can work on cutting that stuff up. Next week. It's going to take me a while to clear some more of this. Timber! Maybe. Not quite. Go for it. Timber! Still hung on something. Go for it. Any day now. Pile this stuff up so I can take the dozer and run through it before I leave. So, lose at an angle so I can go and break the tree tops out of them. Then I can stack them up. Just be a little easier when we cut everything up. Good thing is I've got a good spot to waste all this leafy, rooty material. I can just spread it out over the cutover right there. Add to the slope. Timber! I'm telling you, these little, that was a white oak tree right there, them little stumps are freaking hard to get out of the ground. the tops out with the bucket. That'll make it a little easier to pick those up. This dirt is dry. Grab this last one, break those up, stack them up, move some more brush. Robert did bring the Komatsu dozer, so it's here now, so I can kind of go ahead and rake through some of this. So get a few more trees down. I've been rocking and rolling, got all those trees down. These pine trees are giving me a fit. They are in the ground pretty strong. Hard to get broken loose, but making good progress. Got all that underbrush out. I'll take the dozer here real quick, push all that back, and if I feel froggy I may come back tomorrow, go ahead and get those trees laid down and work on getting some more brush down. That way Robert can cut all that up on Monday. We'll see how it goes. Well, back over here this afternoon. I'm gonna work on clearing some more stuff over there. I'm gonna go down, stack that brush up that I pushed down there with the dozer before I left yesterday, grab all that small stuff, and then take all these pine trees, lay them down. We can cut those up in the morning, and to start working this ridge all the way down to get it ready to start moving dirt here. A lot more pine trees in there. Down here walking around to see what else I have to do, kind of what I'm getting into. Found this old well that is starting to collapse around it. That's quite the liability. That joker is deep. Man, that thing's deep. I'm actually get away from that. I don't need to disappear down into a hole where nobody would find me for a good day. I'll see if he wants to fill that in. I'm gonna say yes. Scratch around, and I'll dig down and break all those pipes out and fill it full of dirt. It looked dry, so there must have been an old house up here at one point in time. All right, let's knock down some of this privet bush. Got the brush pile stacked up. Take these smaller trees down. And then go ahead and lay those big trees down. Get them cut up in the morning. Need to tighten up my air conditioning belt, but I never think about it until it starts squealing and the motor's hot. You can't lay down there to get to it. Big old dead tree right there. Great time. Thing is 200 feet long. job. That'll be some pretty good stuff to get the fire going with. Right here, so I can throw it to the side and use it. It's time to burn. Nice thing about having this big logging cutover is all the crap that's left, just kind of take it and just push it out there and spread it out. Let it rot down. It'll add to the soil and be a good place for it to rot down. Keep plucking this stuff up, get some more stuff down on the ground. So I went in there and grabbed all the underbrush out, got it piled up down there, and then I just come through there with the dozer, pushed all that pine straw and mess and sticks and junk down there to the cutover, all that trash and junk, and now it's nice and open. I can go ahead and take these bigger pine trees down. I'm going to lay them all down in rows all the way down. Hope to get all that down today. Let's drop some pine trees now. I've already dug on the lower side of this one. These are definitely dig on all four sides. It just does not come out of the ground very easily. That was enough. Yep, timber. And just roll it around. Go ahead and throw some dirt back in the hole. Around, break the majority of those branches off. And drag it up here. sucks that big old tree is just completely trash wood because it's so knotty. I think that actually broke. Knocking some more of these bad boys down. This opened up. Well, when you get in the excavator, don't get out of it for 4 hours non-stop, you can get a lot done. I have been killing some pine trees. Robert's not going to be very happy with me in the morning. We've got a lot to cut up, and we're down to one chainsaw, so there's, yeah, one person going to be doing it. We know who that is. Well, there's the old well right there. Made it to that. Still got to take that group of trees out and come down that edge right there, get that section right there out, because that road is going to have to get moved over to, I don't know, probably where the dozer is, I would say. Try to get that building somewhere right in here. Won't know until we get it all the way clear, blade it off, and pull some measurements. There's quite a few pine trees. Quite a few right here too. A lot of poison ivy too. I won't reach down and hug that one. All right, I'm going to take a few more down, call it a day. I'll be back tomorrow.